take a look at what's going on. And I am going to check your blood sugar, because if I'm seeing pickle juice, and pickle juice reduces blood sugar, have you had any spikes in your blood sugar?
That I know of.
Okay, let's take a look. Yeah, it's T8. There's something with T8. You're T8 again. So I'm missing something. Every time we look at this, I'm getting your T8. I'm going to take you up to the black room. I want you to look at it yourself.
Okay.
Do you remember how to get up there?
Okay.
This is childhood. I can feel it coming in. It's hitting my knees. It's hitting my teeth.
Okay.
What do you see? What do you feel? What do you hear in the black room?
Nothing. It's just dark. I'm not seeing anything.
One of the female energies from my campus is there waiting for us.
Okay.
She does not feel like she's from the medical side of it, from my medical building. Have you had your blood tested for genetic mutations?
Certain ones.
This feels like she's here to do some adjustments to your RNA.
Okay. Yeah, I was doing pretty good this week until, was it Wednesday night, Thursday? I had a hard night with my stomach, and then Thursday night it was just mainly my heart, but I had something had happened in the evening that made me really angry, so I thought, well, okay, it's just me processing. But then it just kept doing it Friday, and then yesterday it was really bad, and I don't know if it was we had a really big spike in temperature here, so it went from like 70s to like 100 or like 40s in the morning to like 70s in the morning. So within like 2 days, so I don't know if that also affected me somehow. But then just a whole bunch of emotional stuff happened Friday night, but mainly yesterday, all day yesterday, all last night. And I'm still processing some of it today, but I'm better overall.
Do you have pickle juice at your house?
No. I don't drink pickle juice unless I just need salt.
No. Do you have apple cider vinegar?
No.
No, it's not the salt. It's something with the juice.
I need more acid, because I used to take these pills that added acid to my stomach. When I ate for many years, I used to have to take those because I didn't make enough stomach acid. But I unless I have a really high protein meal, like super high, like 20 plus grams, then I tend to not use those supplements. But if I do, then I usually take them just to help digest.
What I'm hearing is capping the nucleotides. But I don't have enough knowledge in that lane to connect the dots. So fermenting of pickles helps microbiome in reading. Okay, what would capping nucleotides do?
I take probiotics.
Can someone look up what nucleotides do? Capping the nucleotides. So Joni put spleen controls the level of red, white blood cells and platelets, removes old damaged red blood cells. So has any doctor looked at your spleen?
No.
Because this is not the first time I've targeted, like the target has been your spleen. And I heard it twice. Capping nucleotides was the exact phrase that I heard. It was childhood trauma, because I can feel it in my lower teeth. So the nucleotides are the basic building blocks of nucleic acids, RNA, DNA. Oh, so we are in the right place. Okay. So my feeling was that it was RNA. We are capping them. What would capping them do? Can someone look up the term capping nucleotides? Because I can't imagine it's like putting a condom on them. Like, I think that it's something like our little stop blocker. I think it has something to do with keeping something from altering. So if that's the case, I'm going to go in then. I'll go into the... So what I'm seeing reminds me more of like a chromosome or genomes, when you have like how we would see them in like... We would see them more like bars with things. So, it's for replication. So we have to stop the replication of something which is causing the distress in the body. Got it. Okay. So if you had told me In college, I hated biology. Hated biology. And if you had told me 20 years ago, you will be forced to study biology, I would have told you were batshit crazy.
Oh, funny.
Anatomy, right? Like health sciences was not on my to-do list. So we're capping the nucleotides. She seems more like the representative from the campus, which is a fifth dimensional quantum space. For those that are new to my lives, think of it like not an international academic campus, but a galactic academic campus where I have experts from all different species and races that are here, and they provide their expertise, and they sort of work at my campus. And she specializes in human genetics. She is not human, but she specializes in human genetics. She's explaining to me that this segment, the sequencing of this segment, it's like how she's showing it to me. She's like the sequencing. She's showing to me that how it's sequenced is going to act more like a weed in your system, or like how ivy can wrap. And she's saying that that's not, the system is not able to be efficient because of how this is wrapping around like degrading the RNA coding. It's not toxic, like it's not poisoning it, it's not suffocating, it's just wrapping. And the wrapping is not allowing the sequencing to be functional.
Okay.
I would write this down because so the capping, but it's not just the capping, it's if we were studying this in an academic graduate book or medical book, what would the light blue in the sequencing mean? Because she's showing me this chart, and like the sequencing is colored, like these colors, and she's saying it's the light blue that is deficient. It's not, my words are not right because I'm trying to take in what she's saying, but like riboflavin, it's a word that's not familiar to me. I think I'm hearing this doesn't sound like a word, but
ribosomes,
something like it begins with an R and it has like a buflavin sound to it. That the light blue in your sequencing is not. There's a deficiency, so she's showing it to me in colors because she knows that I'm not that smart. She's showing me that they have to put more of the purple color over where the blue sequencing is because of this deficiency that you have.
Okay.
Donna said capping protects the mRNA at this. It's a terminal against attacks by phosphates and other nucleases. Yeah. So when you come, for all those that are new to my lives, sometimes you end up doing the homework for me. You end up being my researchers as I talk. I don't think the sequencing is incorrect as much as there's a deficiency in the sequence. We're looking at it now. Yeah.
I wonder if, so I do have this thing. I wonder if this ties in at all. And I'll just explain it in the terms that I understand it as.
Yeah.
Is I have there's certain medications and vitamins that I'm very, very, very slow to process. So for example, vitamin D, if I take it in a pill form, I can only take it every maybe 2.5 to 3 days. I can't take it every day, or it produces this I don't break it down fast enough. So I'm wondering if that is the thing. And I don't know, I'm sure there is some genetic thing with it, but I've never figured that out. If that is part of what could be, so if I take a certain medication, it kind of messes stuff up because I cannot take a dose that a normal person can take. Now, most medicines I'm fine, like antibiotics, I'm fine. Other things, certain, Tylenol, Advils, those seem to be fine. There's just certain things like vitamins or certain other prescriptions that I just process very, very, very slow. And no one in my family seems to have the same thing. So I can't relate it to anybody else. I've only just a few months ago heard of other people having this, and it was because somebody had mentioned something on someone's post about vitamin D causing this reaction, and I was like, oh yeah, I have that. I never heard of anyone else having that, and that's not the only thing I have. There's certain medicines that I cannot, like I have to do a 2.5 day, 3 day between a dose. And there's other ones that don't do that at all, but it's kind of weird. But I wonder if that's part of the thing, because I have that, whatever that you're describing, it does cause problems with reactions in my body.
How's your magnesium intake?
That's good. I take that every day.
And your folate?
I have supplements, and then I have a special liquid electrolyte thing I take that has all the things.
So Jamie looked it up. She said CPSF73 is the light blue in the sequencing. The light blue is like Charlie Papa Sierra Fox 73.
Okay.
The vitamin D is in the genome. She's saying something that sounds like a correlation. It's like between chelation and correlation, and it's a word in the middle that I don't know. And something with the genome. And she's saying a word that sounds like blasphemy, but that's not what this. It's it's a biological. It's a term in biology.
Yeah.
It's like, to me, hearing it, trying to repeat back what she's saying sounds like, but it's not blasphemy. It's some word that's relating to what's happening in the genome.
Right.
And it's like a really thin line, like it's a very almost like a vein in the coding, and she's pointing to that of having this blasphemy or yeah. And something like a 67T3 6. It's like two numbers and then T3 of, and that would mean something to a scientist by like macrobiology.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know. I don't even know the people who specialize in this, what we call them. Geneticists, maybe? I don't know who would study like the microbiology of human anatomy. She's saying something that it's like 6 and then a number, and then T3 is the restructuring that has to happen. So she's showing it to me, and then she's doing some modifications. Underlying. I don't think it says in thyroid, Joni. I think it has to do more with like the genetic coding, like the sequencing, and it's something, and then T3, because I can see the T3, but I can see the 6. I think it's like a 7 or 9 as the second number. I can't see that very well. She's showing it to me, and then she's going in and she's turning it like a cog, as if the sequencing were programmable. She's rotating it to shift it. All right, nucleotides have telomeres. Oh. So Ashley's saying nucleotides have telomeres, and telomeres protected have better vitamin D intake from what she's reading. Anna's saying B2 is essential to the formation of 2 major coenzymes, flavin and mononucleotide and flavin. Shorter telomeres have shown in vitamin D deficiency patients. Okay. Oh, the cap. Yeah, now the capping makes sense. Okay, so yeah, the capping of the nucleotides. So she's making these alterations, and I think we've got a few more minutes up there before our time up there is going to end. But there's something about underneath your feet, like dry skin, rash, something that's not supposed to be. She's like wanting me to look at the bottom of your feet. Are you barefoot?
Yeah. But there's nothing there. They look healthy to me.
She's pointing to the bottom of the feet. I think she's warning me to say that the changes she's making may cause scaling on the bottom of your feet, like flaky scaling.
Okay. I'll put lots of lotion.
She's saying, she's showing me more like makeup pads, cotton balls of like vinegar on the bottom of your feet. After the scaling, like there's supposed to be, she's saying that the shifts that she's making can cause scaling on the bottom of your feet. If there's anything like that happens, just use vinegar
to heal it.
To heal it.
Okay.
Yeah, not to like, don't put lotion because the lotion's going to interfere with like a detox is not the right word. Flushing is not the right word. Like
shedding.
Yeah. It's reminding me more of how in the summer when we're looking at pavement and it's got the heat waves off of it. It's like energy's going to come out
in your mouth.
Like, yeah, so the lotion will clog it. So keeping it in a more, keeping it dry, but keeping it clean. And there's another function that the acid will help with. Oh, vinegar is used to detox. So Ashley, oh, this is interesting. Ashley said you cap the RNA. You can't change the way it looks or functions. Vinegar is used to detox. Like with psoriasis, Adana said like with psoriasis. Yvette said vinegar is used to detox. Iconic said restructure. Jamie said hydrates feet and calms itching. That may be what's happening. And it regulates the pH. So that's where she wants to stop because she's saying that's like she's saying it's little. It seems little to us, but what she's doing is not small in. It's not small in gesture, even though it's small in conversation. She's changing things, so she's like, no, this is gonna. So I was like, okay, like 5-10 days. She's like, no. This is like 26 weeks. Your body needs 26 weeks to. The word's not cycle. It's like the domino effect. Like I'm seeing to cycle, like the word's not cycle. It's not like completing a cycle. It's I don't know the right word, but it's not cycle like we're going into a circle pattern. We're going around. It's more like you change one thing and then that one thing has to change and then the next thing the sequence has to happen. The shift shifts. So it's 26 weeks for everything to shift. So that's where we stop.
Okay.
And she's gonna go back.